Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Had a long day today. One of those days where you come home and you actually take a nap, and then you wake up and you're not sure if it's the next day or if it's still the same day. Um, I'm glad in a way that it wasn't the next day because the next day is a work day, but I just wanted today over with. So I was a little disappointed when I woke up to find out that it was 8 o'clock p.m. and not 8 o'clock a.m. because I was hoping I got today over with. It wasn't necessarily a bad day. It was just a day that I had an appointment to see my psychiatrist, and I work with a therapist. So I don't know how it is for everyone, but with me, I seems to me like I go and I see my psychiatrist every 6 to 8 weeks, I want to say, and they do like a medication treatment with you. They basically talk to you for about 10-15 minutes and then review your medications and then go over them. And if they need to make an increase, they do so. And if they decrease, they do so. And if you maintain, then they just write you your scripts and off you go. Well, I had recently had to get a new psychiatrist because the one I had for, 9 years had recently retired. And I don't know if I've ever spoken about it in any of my videos, but it's very hard for me to start and stop doctors. I'm very open and upfront about um, my past as a rape survivor with any new provider that I see, whether it be an eye doctor, a dentist, a doctor, a specialist. I always ask up front if it would be okay if I could see a woman. If there isn't a woman available, then I always explain the situation to the person that's scheduling me. And if it is a gentleman, I always ask what, their review is and how they interact with people. I know it's not nice to preconceive and prejudge people, but, I have to feel comfortable. And if I'm not going to feel comfortable, then I'm not going to be any good. I mean, why waste their time or my time? So that is something I would suggest to anyone if you have a any sort of past or sort of trauma that prevents you from feeling comfortable when you're getting care. Be upfront about it if you can. If you can speak your truth and make your needs known, it can alleviate a lot of extra stress. And I know that it's hard to open up to people you don't know, but when you're talking about something that's going to be for your own good, you might as well be upfront and make it as less uncomfortable for you as possible. So if you can do that, I would highly suggest you do that. I find that it's very accommodating. Most people that I am in contact with, they're very understanding and are supportive of my needs. But anyway, I had a wonderful psychiatrist, and he was semi-retired. In the winter, he would leave and go to a different state. And believe you me, if you've ever seen the movie What About Bob, I actually thought of What About Bobbing him when I first started seeing him. Before I got much better and deeper into my care, I could just see me. I'm so sorry. I always itch when I'm talking to you guys. Um, I could just see myself on an adventure. If you've never seen What About Bob, it's a great movie with Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray. You should definitely check it out. It is hysterical. But anyway, um, so I was kind of used to him leaving during the winter months, but it was only a few months. And then came his announcement that he was retiring. He was very kind and sat down and spoke with me, and I was one of the last people he actually told that he was retiring because he knew how I would be affected by it. And it was difficult, but I understood that he has a life outside of me and that he worked many years and he deserved to be retired. And even though I was going to miss him, I trusted that he would put me in capable hands and give me someone that he felt would be effective for me. And so he set me up with someone new, and he went on his way, and we parted, and I met with my new psychiatrist. And no sooner than 2 or 3 visits, that person left, and I was put into the hands of a new temporary person while they looked for a replacement. And I did not really feel very well, no, not welcome. I just didn't really feel a connection with this person. I'm sure she's very nice. I'm sure she's very capable, but I just didn't feel, that spark. And you have to feel that spark. So I was contemplating telling my counselor. In fact, I did start the motions to tell her that I really didn't feel comfortable with the psychiatrist they put me with. Is there a way that I could see the other person that's there that gives out medical treatments and does the work of a psychiatrist while they look for a new one for me? And that was difficult for me because I have struggled in the past with telling doctors or people of authority or just people in my life in general that I wasn't happy with something that they were doing. I come from a people pleaser standpoint, so it was difficult for me to come out and say that something wasn't working for me because I worried more about other people's feelings than my own well-being. And if you can relate to that, I'm sure you know where I'm coming from. But I do think that we're doing a disservice not only to the person that's really trying to help you, but you're doing a disservice to yourself if you go along with that. So I really had to pull myself up from my bootstraps, is that what they say? And tell myself, look, you have to be honest. These people don't have fragile egos. They're there to help you, and it's okay if it's not a good fit. But it took me a lot of steps to feel safe in getting to that point where I spoke about it. And I was quite proud of myself for telling my counselor that, look, it just didn't feel like it was the right fit and that I was going to move on. And she gave me an option to actually talk to the psychiatrist about it or have her speak to it. And I see what they're doing there. They're trying to get you not to be confrontational, but to speak your mind and not be afraid to. But this time I chose to let my counselor handle it. I saw her little trick, and normally I would fall for it, but this time I was like, no, I think I'll let you handle it. Because I was coming from an emotional mind, and nothing good would have come from that. And so I went to my appointment today, and I knew that it was going to be my last appointment with this woman. And we did a medication change where they're trying to lower me on my benzos because I'm on opiates. And that made me very anxious because I do understand that there are rates of addiction and overdoses that can come with that. In one of my other videos, I talked about a bad side effect I had from an opiate that I was on. So I, of course, spoke with my counselor about that, and that was put in my file. And, of course, they addressed that as well. They should have. And so it gave me a little anxiety to know that there's a bug in here. A little anxiety to know that they might be taking away some of my medication, but I trust the process, and I'm leaving the lines of communication open. And if there's something that I don't feel comfortable with, I'll let them know. I'm not going to just trust the process completely. I'm going to put my input in when I need to, but I do have full faith in my people that are working with me. They are professionals. They know what they're doing. And we said our goodbyes because it's our last time meeting each other. And the funny thing is, today was going to be her last day anyway because they found a new person to take the place where she was just temporarily working. And I was going to be her last visit with me anyway. So I guess it all worked out in the end anyway. So I don't go back for about 2 months, and I was able to make an appointment with the provider that I wanted to be with. who does therapy with her dog. And so I'm really excited about that because I love animals and I'm not able to have a dog. So I'm really excited to be in the doctor's office and actually have a dog in the room with me when I'm having my appointment. I think animals are just a wonderful way to lift your spirits. And so it worked out well in the end. I had a little anxiety in the beginning, but it all worked out for the best at the end. We'll see how the medication change goes for me. I'll take you guys along for the ride with me. Hopefully it won't go too nutty. And I will document what I can and share it with any of you that care to go along on this journey with me. And that's all I had on my mind today. Again, I feel a million times better after I record this and share it with you guys. And like I always say, I hope this video finds you well. And until we talk again, take care. Bye.